My Tariq problem gets solved today. Diana, Drew, you should know a weak point to exploit.
True enough, and now Brayden's in trouble.
I know you hear that. I got your sister.
Back up!
Still got eyes on Anya?
Yeah, they're on the move. She has luggage. I'll keep following, but you better hurry before she's gone.
I'm in a truck right there.
Tariq, St. Patrick, and Councilman Tate are connected to expedited green cards for an OBO Keiki.
I traced your connection to OBO Keiki and Okeki's connection to a woman named Noma Asaju.
Sags kept a file of everything.
Because if you want to stay off the federal fucking radar, this motherfucker has to go. I can make it happen for you, but I need a truce between us for that to happen.
You can live for the time being, Tariq.
Welcome back, Top Notch Gang, to another video. Season 4, Episode 1 of Power Book 2 Ghost, the premiere, the last and final season. This episode was a banger. It was so much action, and we just gotta dive into everything that took place. Everything felt like one big linear storyline. I'm not gonna even waste you guys' time. As usual, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. So as we knew, the story picked up immediately where we left off at the end of season 3 after the whole shootout situation, and both sides had clear plans of what they were gonna do next. Of course, Drew and Diana needed to eliminate Tariq as soon as possible in case Monet woke up, and Noma for sure didn't want to get exposed. She told them do whatever needs to be done to make that happen. And of course, on the Brayden and Tariq side of things, their goal and target is still Anya Covington, Noma's daughter. So first off with them, they get the guns, they get ready, they get set and everything. Tariq of course had eyes on her daughter, and they go on a drill to get her. Now I would say it was a pretty successful mission. They didn't walk away with her, but they crashed out. They caught a few bodies. I'm not gonna lie, they smoked these niggas. Tariq had a plan to let the car run. All the little bodyguards and henchmen was shooting up the car. They came from around back, killed all of them, but one of them of course got away with Noma's daughter. And meanwhile, on the Drew, Diana, and Kane side of things, Kane goes to the Weston's house and beats the shit out of Trace. Now of course we saw this in the trailer. We knew he was gonna do this dumbass shit. This nigga been wanted Reek dead. He trying to find him by any means necessary, and he's crashing out to the max at this point. Of course Effie came in, saved them. They said they wasn't gonna call the cops. They got up and left, and Drew and Diana of course had the same plan. We talked about this in a prior video where they go and kidnap her own roommate Becca, of course Brayden's sister, and use her as leverage to draw Brayden in, which of course worked. He's rushing over to the pier to save his sister, and she kind of peeked at what was going on, and she pepper sprayed the nigga Drew. She started running, and he's chasing her driving in the car. Brayden of course pulls up, he gets his sister. I ain't gonna lie, this dumbass nigga shouldn't have got out of the car. She could have just got in that bitch and he left, but he did. As Drew pulled up on the side of them, was about to shoot, and our boy Tariq comes in for the save, crashes his shit directly into Drew. Now I'm not gonna lie, they could have smoked this nigga right then and there. Drew could have became a pack in the very first episode, but they had to let him live to draw attention, of course, for the rest of the season, with Monet finding out what her kids did. Speaking of Monet, we also talked about the hallucination she was gonna have of Mecca and Lorenzo, giving her the rundown about all the mistakes she's making, that she's next, she's gonna die, be right where they are due to how she took care of her kids, everything she just went wrong with. And we talked about that they possibly could have had Zeke in this scene, and he actually did pop up in this episode as well. So they had that whole story going on in the background where she's trying to survive on the table, getting operated on, and she does make it out in the end. And we know throughout the rest of the season she's gonna look into who shot her and everything like that, as all signs point towards her kids. Eventually shit is really gonna pop off. We already saw in the episode 2 trailer that she is gonna meet with Tariq to talk about what happened, and that's gonna set up a lot of clues, but we're gonna talk about that in another video. Back to the action of episode 1 though. After both sides have completely failed, they didn't get Anya and Drew didn't take out Tariq and Brayden, everything comes to a climax when they get back to Stansfield. Noma has put a 100K bounty on Tariq and Braden's head. Everyone, even mercenaries, is trying to get the job done so they could get that money. Everyone get to Stansfield. Tariq has to go. Now, before we get back to that point, we gotta mention Junior Valdez. We talked about what was on the file Sax left him at the end of season 3, and it comes out, of course, we talked about another video that it's the green cards that he got from Tate, about Obi's family, the deal they made with one another, and the reason that Obi called Braden and helped Tariq escape at the end of season 3, which Obi also popped 2 niggas at the beginning of this episode because they were gonna snitch and tell Noma. Shout out my nigga Obi. That's the information Junior had. He brought it to Bianca. She was like, no, let it go. He didn't listen. He brought it to Pa. She told him let it go. He didn't listen. This nigga goes and approached Tariq, let him know that he knows everything. Tariq like, you done got a warrant, you're not so smart, nigga. And he was like, I really am, just like my aunt Angela Valdez. And once he said that, once we got that sneak peek, I told you guys he was gonna die. He was already on my death predictions list. I said really no need for his character once Don Carter into the picture, and that's exactly what happened. The mercenaries are coming and trying to kill Tariq. They're coming after him, and this nigga gets caught up in the crossfire. He ends up taking out the guy, but Tariq and Braden take this opportunity to bring him down. But not only that, they use this information that he has on Noma, Obi, and everyone else to call for a truce. They called Noma, show his badge, let her know all the information he has, and Tariq says if he smoke him, is there a truce? And Noma at this point really has no choice, so she decides to go through with it, calls everyone else off, and says she better not catch Tariq selling anything, not even a fucking aspirin. And the truce is settled, and Tariq smokes that nigga, pops him straight in the head. Now, something interesting and important to bring up is Effie. She ended up texting Tariq and letting him know that the people were coming to Stansfield to kill him. So she had his back even after all of this. Now, we're gonna go in more detail about this in another video, but if I was Reek, I wouldn't give no fucks about this at all. She already betrayed me one too many times, and this doesn't really make up for it because I could have died in that warehouse if it wasn't for Braden. So her saving me at this point is a consolation prize that I don't really want. So fuck that. She ended up texting him. We're gonna see how their story continues. We know they're gonna have a conversation about this eventually. Kane kind of peeped the chemistry between them two still going on, even though him and Effie kissed within this episode. He peeped the situation at the end, and we also got a trailer of Kane specifically asking Effie if her and Tariq are playing the long game. So that's a storyline we're gonna have to continue to watch and see as it develops going forward. So now to end the episode, of course, all the Tejada siblings go and visit Monet in the hospital. She finally wakes up and she asks who shot her. They say they don't know, and she says she's gonna find out. So Drew, Diana, they're gonna have to watch their back for sure. Kane, he's gonna be looking into it as well. This situation is not over. On the other side of things, Tariq and Braden, they're officially out the game. They don't know what the fuck they're gonna do, especially Braden, because the shit that happened with his brother, of course, Drew kidnapping his sister. His dad officially disowned him from the family, said don't come back here anymore. Tariq don't have his trust fund. They can't sell. They're fucked at this point. So we're gonna see what their course of action is gonna be going forward. We know, of course, in episode 2, the description talk about them being normal college students. We're gonna see how long that fucking lasts, which won't be long at all in my head. Also, as I mentioned earlier, Tariq is gonna meet up with Monet in the next episode. Probably gonna be one of the biggest scenes of the season. Can't wait for that. Also, another thing we have to touch on is Anya Covington for a moment, because when she does arrive to Noma safely, they get into an argument about her dad, his death, everything like that, the way Noma lives her life. And Anya, of course, peeps and notices that Noma is hiding something from her, obviously. And Anya doesn't like that. So there's obvious friction in their relationship that we're going to continuously see unfold throughout the rest of the season. And maybe that's how we see see Anya end up in a relationship with Tariq and things of that nature. And last but not least, Detective Don Carter. He didn't make an appearance to the last and final scene of this episode. I ain't know when that nigga was gonna pop up, but he was in a church, of course, talking about the death of his wife, how she got killed in an accident, how he's angry, sad, he wants revenge, and he also ends up running into Paz after Junior's death, and she reveals to him that she believes Tariq had something to do with it, and he promises to her that he's gonna bring Tariq down, and we know he's gonna be one of the main villains throughout the course of this last and final season. I ain't gonna lie, he looks menacing. Michael Ealy is probably one of the best actors I've seen. He has a lot of range, so it's actually gonna be fun. I was a little iffy on his character, but I'm fucking with him. We're gonna see how much he contributes to the story. Overall, that's it for this video. I think this was an amazing premiere. First episode of the season really kicked shit off. It let go of a lot of tension, but a lot of things are still on the table to happen going forward. Noma let Tariq off the hook for now. She's still going to be out to get them. Of course, with Monet trying to find out who really shot her between Drew, Diana, when that's revealed, everything with that situation. And we know already, spoilers, skip this part or leave if you don't want to know, but most of us already peeped that Diana will be revealed that she is of course pregnant. So a lot of crazy shenanigans is still going to take place. I'm low-key upset that they're splitting this season apart, because when them 5 episodes run out and we're gonna take that break to September, oh, that's gonna feel like a long time again. But you guys can leave your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Also, let me know your predictions for the next episode. We're gonna dive into the episode 2 trailer, break down all the clues and details, so be on the lookout for that. As usual, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.